Welcome to this sample audio clip, which comes from the series entitled Multihull Conversations with Jim Brown. In this segment, Jim gets reacquainted with Mike Eaton, a multi-hull friend he first met over 50 years ago, as they talk about piver trimarans and sailing experiences in waters along the coast of California. In the complete audio, Mike shares story after story with Jim about some of his adventures as a lifelong sailor and outdoorsman. You can find out more about this historic audio series at www.outrigmedia.com.
Hello and welcome to this new conversation with Jim Brown. I'm Joe Farinaccio from outrigmedia.com and smalltrimarans.com, and usually it's Jim who does the introductions, but I'm going to do the introduction today because it's really remarkable that this series has brought together some old friends for this talk. We've got Jim Brown with us, along with his multi-hull friend Mike Eaton. These guys have known each other for, I guess, 50-some years, and I'm going to let you guys take it from here. It's Jim and Mike. It's both great to have you on this call today.
Well, thanks. Hello there, Mike.
Hey, Jim. I'm great to talk with you. It has been quite a while. A lot of water's gone between the hulls.
Yeah, it isn't like we've known each other for 50 years. It's like we used to know each other 50 years ago.
That's it.
That was the early 60s, eh, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. I had a little boatyard, and let's see, right on the edge of Redondo and Hermosa Beach, called Multihulls Boat Company. And I started out making Malibu outriggers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And,
aren't you the guy? I think you told me way back then that Warren Seaman, who designed the original Malibus, gave the plans to the Malibu Canoe Club.
Yeah, that's correct. And in fact, the plans are still available from this guy John Albee, who represents the Malibu Outrigger Association, and so the money still goes to the Outrigger Club.
All right. Gee. And I wonder if you have any news of Warren Seaman.
No, not really. Just secondhand information. He's quite a bit older now.
And that's a guy I'd love to talk with on this series. He was...
Well, you know, his son, Roy Seaman, would probably be a best way to get at him, and he's hooked up with, what the heck is the name of that catamaran? Nacra Cats. Yeah, Roy.
Oh, Nacra. Ah.
Yeah, and you could probably find Roy through them.
Okay.
And then, consequently, Warren.
Yeah, okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, Warren would be a great interview.
Yeah, because he was instrumental during that whole CSK period.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really a big part of Rudy Choi's success.
Yes, sir. He did all the lofting and actually was the builder for most of the boats. I worked with him on a few of them. We built a few CSK catamarans in my portfolio, so to speak.
Well, that's what I'd like to get caught up on, Mike. Tell me, I guess I should explain for our listeners that I think we were both sort of punk kids at the time, and I had built a Nugget trimaran, a Piver Nugget 24-foot
I remember that boat. I remember that boat. It had the little box floats flipped over at 90 degrees. That was a good boat. I liked that little thing.
Yeah, and a windshield all the way across the front of the little coach roof.
Right.
But the thing is that we showed up down there. Me and Don McQueen and I went delivered the boat down to the client, whose name was Arthur Balch, and we needed a place to put it together. And I don't know. I think maybe we were working on a launching ramp somewhere, and you showed up, and that's how we met.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But,
and we put the boat in the water and sailed it around. We had a great time sailing it around. And, as a matter of fact, we've got some old 8mm movie footage of that boat under sail on that occasion. You might be in those pictures, Mike. I got to find that for you. I think I got to send you a DVD of that. You'd love to see that.
Oh, yeah, I would.
And that must have been, what, like 1961 or 2 or 3?
Yeah, that would be about right, yeah. Yeah, and, that's...
And then I've heard of you since then. We've both been active in the multi-hull field, but I don't think we've seen each other since, have we?
Yeah, there's you had a 26-footer up in that you were trying to get somebody to build them, or you had a guy involved that wanted to produce them.
Up in Santa Cruz?
Yeah, it was in the Santa Cruz Harbor, and it was a real nice little boat. I went up, I talked with him and sat on the boat, and I don't remember whether I talked to you about it, but we were thinking about getting together and do something, and then it fell all apart.
Yeah,
like
that was Caravel. That was a 27-footer called Caravel.
Right, pretty boat.
That was the first boat I built that you could really push. It would go.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a nice addition to what we were at that time. We were making a Nugget that I talked to Art Piver about, and he gave me the okay to make some changes. The hulls were the same, the deep V float, but we fixed them up so that they'd fold, and the amas would fold down so you could trailer them. And we had a little cabin on. I have a bunch of pictures. In fact, there's some pictures of it on the smalltrimarans.com. And we probably built 25 or 30 of those things.
No,
and this was about the time that I went up to Santa Cruz and met this fellow that can't remember the exact connection, but I think he was going to put up some money and wanted to us to make them.
Oh, was he an old guy, 70 years old at the time?
Yeah, fairly old.
Yeah, that was
a lot
Bert
older than me at the time. Huh?
Yeah, that was Bert O'Hanlon.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
With white hair, yeah.
Right.
He bankrolled the Caravel.
Well, I have pictures of that and him too.
My gosh. Well, that's all water under the transom, but I had no idea that you had built that many of those Nugget trimarans modified down there in L.A.
Yeah, it was a good little boat, a good Catalina weekender. I got a good story for you. We sold one to some guys that they'd never sailed anything. They bought it, and they were sailing at the Catalina. They were, pretty athletic type guys. And they're right out in the middle of the shipping channel, and dead calm, no wind, no motor, and here comes a freighter. And they didn't know what to do. And it kept, you know how those things come, you know, it doesn't look like it's moving very fast, and then the closer it gets, the bigger it gets, and the faster it's going. They bailed out.
Oh, no.
They jumped overboard.
Out of the boat? Oh, no.
Jumped overboard and swam. And the freighter went by, and the bow wave, you know, they don't make a big bow wave, but the bow wave kind of pushed the trimaran away from the, and they swam back and climbed on board.
Oh, you can just see it, you know.
Oh yeah, I raced paddle boards for quite a few years, and we used to have a race that went from it still goes. It goes from the Isthmus of Catalina to the Manhattan Beach Pier, and it goes right across that same shipping channel. And we've actually have 100 entries, and every entry has to have an escort boat. So there's a regular armada going across. Yeah. And we've actually had to turn around some of the guys in the middle of the pack or the back of the pack have actually had to turn around and paddle backwards to stay out of the way.
Yeah, to let the freighters through?
Yeah.
Well, we had the darndest thing happen in that water in Scrimshaw back in about 72. We were down there with some friends on the way back from Catalina, and I kept hearing this strange sound, Mike. Maybe you've heard it in that water. At first, it sounded like a bird chirping, and I thought we had a bird on board. You know how sometimes birds will land on your boat, that they get blown off of an island or something?
Yeah.
And we were hearing this chirping, and I couldn't find a bird on board, and it kept getting louder and louder, and finally it was it was going right underneath us, and it was very loud, and it was the sonar from a submarine.
I thought you were going to say it was a whale. You know how they do it.
Yeah, no, this was regular, and it made the darndest noise. It made a loud ping, and then wow, 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 wow. And they were echolocating their way into the sub base there at, I guess there used to be anyway, a sub base right downtown.
Yeah, I can believe it.